Good afternoon, everyone, from Washington, D.C. at the campus of Gonzaga College High School. You're watching the 30th annual Gonzaga DC Classic. My name is Dan Mason, alongside my broadcast partner, Steve Bonavita. And today's game is a battle for third place in the Classic between the Knights of Episcopal High School from Houston, Texas area, and the powerhouse Whitney Young Dolphins from Chicago. Now, to tell you more about the Gonzaga DC Classic, I'll bring in my partner, the old coach, Steve Bonavita. Steve, take it away.
Dan, great to be back with you. We are going to see a great game, a bunch of great guards. Episcopal is led by Jahari Long, 6'4" junior. Already holds offers from Minnesota, Rice, VCU. And then on the other side, Whitney Young, pair of juniors. DJ Stewart and Tyler Beard, they both have offers from Florida, Georgia Tech, Butler, Iowa. So we are in for a great show.
Well, this is a classic that's been going on a long time. Tell us a little bit about this great event.
So 30 years ago, a couple fathers started this tournament, really with the thought of getting great basketball together, but also with the mission of giving back. And all the proceeds that are raised by this tournament go to fund all the service projects that the young men here at Gonzaga do.
And we must acknowledge that we both are volunteer Gonzaga dads.
Absolutely. You've had the fine pleasure of already having one of your boys graduate here. I have a senior and a freshman, so it really is a special place for both of us.
Well, ironically, my son graduated in 2013, and I'm still here. They can't get rid of me.
Keeps you coming back.
We're getting ready for the starting lineups tonight, so we'll take it to the floor for that introduction, and we'll be back right after that for more commentary.
Making their first trip to the famed Gonzaga DC Classic, and they take on the Dolphins of Whitney Young High School from Chicago, Illinois, the top-ranked and defending Illinois State 4A champions, making their second appearance in the DC Classic. Let's now meet today's starters for the Knights of Episcopal High School. Starting at forward, a 6'5" junior, number 22, Adam Kanafani. Also at forward, a 6'7" junior, double zero, DJ Nussbaum. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 23, D.A. Houston. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Jalen Davis. And at guard, a 6'4" junior, number 3, Jahari Long. The head coach for the Knights is Wayne Jones. And now, introducing the starters for the Dolphins of Whitney Young High School. Starting at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 1, Sendaway Enjai. Also at forward, a 6'4" senior, number 2, Keenan Jones. At guard, a 6'3" junior, number 21, DJ Stewart. Also at guard, a 6'1" junior, number 24, Tyler Beard. And at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 2, Miles Baker. And the head coach for the Dolphins is Tyrone Slaughter.
Dan, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how both teams came out. Both teams lost tough-fought, close games yesterday, really physical, especially Whitney Young, them losing to St. Francis of Baltimore. It was a battle. So it's really going to be interesting to see which team comes out more hungry, more aggressive. In watching some of the games earlier in this tournament, Whitney Young is a little deeper, and that may help them versus an Episcopal team that doesn't play as many players.
Dolphins come out in their white uniforms, trimmed out in orange and navy blue. Episcopal, the Knights in blue. I couldn't tell if that's Duke blue Certainly not Kentucky blue. What blue would you describe that?
That might be more of an SMU.
SMU.
SMU. They are from Texas, so I'm going to go with an SMU blue.
That's why you're the coach, my friend. Tip off. Looks like Whitney Young controls. Deep in the backcourt, taken away by Episcopal. Pass across center court. Long three. In and out. Knights retain control. Thanks for joining us, 7:48. This is for third place in the DC Classic. Inbound, another three out of the right corner, swish.
Really nice job getting the ball out of the basket and hitting the three out of the out-of-bounds play.
Houston gets first blood at 7:36. Knights on top, 3-0. Beard in the backcourt. Jones in the paint. Underneath, up off the glass, no good. Knights control. That same shot, passed it up this time. Nussbaum, no good. Long three the other way by Whitney Young.
So we see back-to-back threes by each team. They have their legs today.
Knotted up at three as Miles Baker hits. Ball thrown away. Let's see where it goes. Looks like the Knights will take it back on the turnover.
Nussbaum for Episcopal, Dan, really does all the dirty work. Not a great scorer in the last two games here, but really does a great job on the boards and bodies up against the other team's bigs.
You're right about that, Coach. He's everywhere on the floor. Here comes Jones. Drives the center. Floater, no good. Fast-paced game so far. Nussbaum puts it up, can't get this one. Here comes the Dolphins. Long three. Nothing there. One and done. Swing pass. There's a turnover.
Both teams trying to get a sense of how they want to play. Looks very up-tempo, but also we've now had a couple of turnovers, a couple threes. Both teams just need to settle down and play their game.
Tied at 3 with 6:19 in the first quarter. Inbound to Stewart. Guarded tightly by Long. Jones in the corner. They try to penetrate. Shut off quick. They swing it. Good defense by Episcopal.
Nussbaum doing a nice job, again, bodying up against a more physical player.
Still tied at 3. 5:46. Up and in this time.
That was DJ Stewart, 6'3" junior, got offers already from Florida, Georgia Tech, Northwestern, high-level guard.
5-3. Whitney on top. Looking inside, but nothing there. Nussbaum has it. Long three ball. Three ball once again. This one by Houston.
That's his second three. He's feeling it. A nice lefty on the wing.
6-5. Knights up. Whitney Young. They look inside to penetrate the paint, swing it back out. Long three again. This one goes no good. Here come the Knights. All alone. In there. Boy, they got away that time.
Did a really nice job of running the floor, beating his man down to the basket.
Canafari got loose that time. That's someone they cannot let loose. 24 points the first time of the tournament, 15 last night. Baker has it up top. To Jones. To the left, another long three. The Dolphins have been cold out there. Nussbaum will shoot. This time he's got it.
If he could give them some offense, that's going to be a huge positive for Episcopal.
10-5. Knights on top, and they've got the rebound. 4:06, first quarter. That time a turnover. Threw the ball away. Dolphins running. They pass up the 3 this time, but nope, back to the 3. Missed again. Knights moving the ball. Double dribble. Turnover that time, 3:44 in the first quarter. 10-5 is the score, and the Knights are on top. Episcopal ranked number 4 in the Houston area. Certainly a good team up against the 4A state champ from Illinois. 3:32. Taken away.
Whitney Young really trying to penetrate and dish and hit in the corner, and they just have been really sloppy with the ball here early.
Dolphins have had no luck with the 3. Now they seem to be a little bit more patient to try to penetrate. That's not working out right now either. Out of bounds. Whitney Young retained, Episcopal, they'll retain possession. No substitutions so far. Pretty fast-paced game too, Steve.
Well, again, Episcopal doesn't go as deep as Whitney Young, Dan, but we will see them use their bench sparingly.
Nussbaum for the 10-footer, no good. And a foul inside.
Jahari Long did a really nice job getting that rebound. He already had a defensive rebound. And that's the thing a player has to do offensively when they're not really in the flow of the game. Go get a rebound, maybe get an easy bucket, get to the line, and as he is now, that way you get into the rhythm.
That foul will go against Tyler Beard. First shot of 2 by Long, misses. Now we'll get a substitution. DJ Edgar in the game, and Davis will sit down. I'm impressed so far with Devontae Houston of the Knights. He has really moved that ball. Second shot on the way. This one's good. Make it 11-6. Knights on top.
Houston definitely one of the complementary players. Everything offensively will go through Jahari Long, Dan, as the game goes on. But again, it's when your guys aren't hitting, it's somebody else has to step up.
Almost a travel there. Underneath. Spun in. NJ with the basket. And the and one on the way. Let's see who this one's on. They call it Blue 22. Canifari picks up his first.
Whitney Young did a really nice job of getting Nussbaum to leave his man and freed up NJ.
NJ cuts that lead to 3, 11-8. .235 left in the first quarter. Houston has the ball, looks inside, gets it to Nussbaum at the top of the key. Swung to the right. Canifari over to Houston. 5 on the shot clock. He nails a 3.
That's his third 3 early, and he has really stepped up for Episcopal.
And an over and back turnover. We see the first substitution now for Whitney Young. Grant Newell, a 6'6 sophomore in the game. He replaces Keenan Jones, so they'll pick up a few inches in height in that substitution. Edgar with the ball, deep in the right corner. Out front. Drive the paint, put it in.
Pretty left-hand move by Jahari Long.
A minute 48. 16-8. Doubled up the lead that time. Whitney Young with the ball. 137. Underneath, nice move.
Did a really nice job of attacking the rim, working around the baseline for the easy bucket.
Tyler Beard with the basket. Foul.
It's a silly foul, Dan, because really not anywhere near the basket, way outside the three-point line. And as a coach, that really drives you nuts when you're just riding a guy and pick up really what is a meaningless foul.
Foul was on Miles Baker. 16-10. Episcopal on top. We're down to a minute 23. The clock hasn't started, so the official brings it back over. They did take 2 seconds off the clock, making a minute 21. Deep in backcourt to DJ Edgar. .13 on the shot clock. .5 on the shot clock. Taken away by Whitney Young. Whitney on the way. And a lot of traveling violation. A lot of contact there, though, Steve.
There was, but Whitney Young really did a great job there, Dan, of getting their defense out, pressuring the ball, and that's what led to the turnover. A little sloppy there on the other end, but I think Whitney Young will take that.
Long has the ball. He wants to drive the paint. Off the glass, spins in.
That's a great job just attacking the rim, and if they're not going to stop you, go get it.
44 seconds left. Dolphins are down by 8 with the ball. Doesn't take the screen. Comes back to the top of the key. Fadeaway jump shot from 20, no good. Long once again. Nice pass underneath. Spin move and a foul. Nice spin move by Canifari that time.
Great job by Jahari Long, again on the defensive boards. Really does a nice job as a guard, rebounding and not just going out and looking for the ball. And he's the one who really got the ball up the floor there, and he's the reason really why they're on the line.
Grant Newell picks up the foul. Sends Kenneth Fanny to the line. First shot's good. Cullen Montgomery enters the game for the Knights. He'll replace Nussbaum. Second shot on the way. Make that 20-10. Only 24 seconds left. Right now, Steve, Episcopal is all in.
They really are, Dan. They are playing tough on the defensive side of the ball. Three ball's been their friend here early.
Three ball is good again. 4 seconds left. Long shot in desperation doesn't go. And we're done with the first quarter already. Your score after the first quarter, Episcopal 20, Whitney Young 13. And Steve, we've got some sponsors to thank tonight.
Definitely want to thank our hotel partners, the Washington Hilton, the Capitol Holiday Inn, the Capitol Hilton, and then the Renaissance of downtown D.C. And those partners of ours host all the out-of-town teams, and we couldn't do a tournament like this without them.
Absolutely. We thank all of our sponsors who've supported the program for many, many years. And a lot of these sponsors are returning sponsors, right?
Absolutely. And again, it's for such a great cause. Again, we talked about in the beginning of the telecast, all the money raised goes towards all the service projects that the boys here at Gonzaga do. So it's a great way for the companies in the area to give back the good fortune that they've had to support such a great cause.
So, Coach, let's focus on the game now. You're down 7 points in the first quarter. What are you telling your team if you're Whitney Young right now?
So if you're Whitney Young, you've done a really good job defensively, pressuring the ball. I think they have to keep on that. But, you know, they got to know where shooters are. D.A. Houston, 3 threes. He's got almost half the points for Episcopal. So I think if you're Whitney Young, you just got to keep going with your game. They hit a 3 there at the end of the first quarter, and they're a very experienced team, experienced coaching staff. So I think they'll be fine.
Episcopal will inbound. Long, he's going to drive again in the center of the paint, but this time he can't get through. The ball goes out of bounds, and Whitney Young will take over.
Sometimes you could be a little too aggressive. That in that take probably should have been better suited to go at the basket and try to kick it out where nobody was in the corner.
Long should probably look around a little bit more. He's been driving the center almost every time he gets the ball. So back to Whitney Young. Warren has it. He's entered the game now for the first time. Out front, Stewart. Stewart's a big scorer for them. He's put up 33 points over 2 games.
Well, he holds offers from Florida and Georgia Tech and DePaul, so he's a big-time player.
Whistle inside. And I believe we're going to get an offensive foul there. And I believe Whitney will take over. Whitney Young will take the ball. Substitutions again. This time they get Houston quickly back in the game for Episcopal. Houston really knows how to handle that ball for the Knights. Terrific ball handler. Oh, and that was a tough play. Almost threw that one away. Down the center of the paint. Long three ball. This one goes nowhere. Seeger threw that one up, but hit the iron, but not much else.
Again, Episcopal getting out on shooters, not allowing any penetration, which Whitney Young was getting earlier in the game.
Here's Stewart for three. Got this one. He nailed that one.
Right on cue, Dan. You got to get him the ball, and it was a great look. Great job working your out-of-bounds play, and DJ Stewart with another three.
Dolphins now have cut that lead to 4. Houston with the ball. He backs off a little bit. Looks for some help. Canapani inside with a whistle. We'll get a foul. This one's on Seeger.
Well, D.A. Houston really doing a nice job, as you mentioned, Dan, on the ball and really allowing Jahari Long to not have to handle the ball as much as he has earlier in this tournament.
Long takes the ball way outside. Dribbles behind his back there. Gets off in the corner. Shot by Canapani, and it's good. Canapani and Houston are the two scorers that drive that Knight offense. 22-16, 5:43 and a half. Stewart wants that shot again, but passes up this time. They swing it back around. Whistle underneath.
One more, opposite.
And we'll get a foul. This one's on DJ Edgar. This is his second. Inside. Dolphins have not been able to penetrate the paint very often for points in the paint, Steve.
Well, I'll tell you who's doing a really nice job. Sophomore Cullen Montgomery come in for Nussbaum. He has given Coach Jones a lot of quality minutes here so far. So, again, we're talking about third game in a row, three games in 3 days. It's tough, and both these teams played hard-fought games yesterday. So Coach Jones getting some minutes from Colin Montgomery, only a sophomore at 6'6". That's really beneficial for the entire game for Coach Jones.
I got to tell you, too, Colin Montgomery takes up a lot of real estate in that paint at 6'6". He looks more like 6'8".
Well, they grow him big in Texas, right?
Yes, they do. Now we're getting another foul here.
This foul on Episcopal number 23, DJ Houston, first.
We got to catch who that one was on, Steve. That one was on D.A. Houston.
Yep. That's his first.
Comes inbound to Whitney Young. Down by 6 with 5:06 left. Here we go again with the three. Yes, sir.
That's a great job by Stewart, but Jahari Long has to stay on the ground. He can't go for that shot fake, which led to that open three-pointer.
You know, Coach Ty Slaughter is telling Stewart to keep gunning away. He's not going to give up on that three.
Shooter's got to shoot, Dan.
Davis with the ball to Edgar. Back to Davis. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Got to go. Underneath. Montgomery throws it away.
You got to go up with that.
And here comes Stewart again. Stewart showing some speed there, and he draws a foul. This will be on Wells.
So it looks like Nussbaum is getting ready to check back in. Colin Montgomery right there. Really, doing a great job on defense, but offensively down on the other end. Got to be more aggressive. Go get your bucket, big fella.
Montgomery goes to the bench. 22-20 now. Boy, did that 10-point lead dwindle fast, Steve.
With the 3-ball, you're never out of a game, and a shooter like DJ Stewart gets them right back in this game. Not shocking at all, Dan.
That lead has melted to 1. 4:16 left, 22-21. Knights still clinging to that lead. A little bit more deliberate play now by Episcopal.
Being a little bit more patient.
And he bounces it off his toe. There's a costly turnover by Jalen Davis. And now the Dolphins can retain the lead.
That would be in tennis an unforced error. He just dribbled the ball off his foot.
A 20-10 lead can go the other way, and what a run they're on. Up off the glass, no good.
Great job by Nussbaum there to challenge it.
Scramble on the floor. Let's see where it goes. They give it to the Dolphins.
Hey, zip two.
3:44 left now in the first half. Going to wipe some perspiration off the floor.
So, Dan, we're gonna see a sideline out of bounds play. These are things that coaches practice all the time in practice. Set plays to get a quick shot. It's usually going to have an immediate opening or a secondary option.
Ball is out front. Tight defense. It's taken away. Knights running the other way. Edgar's going to fire away. In and out. Whitney Young picks it up. Long three out of the right corner. Good. Nice shot there by Grant Newell.
Again, with the 3-ball, you're never out of the game, and now they got a 2-point lead, Dan.
Quickly, the Knights the other way. Tried to go back at him. Didn't work. Scramble on the floor. Dolphins pick it up. 24-22. Whitney Young on top. Inside. They kick it back out. Stewart waving for it on the right side. They don't see him. Nice spin move. Turn around by NJ. It's good. 26-22. And we'll get a timeout.
That was a tough shot over Nussbaum. Nussbaum did a really great job. The play before that, challenging. But, hey, you stay with it, and you had a shot, and you had to get it over the outstretched hands of the 6'7" junior.
Hey, what a comeback, Steve, these guys have made. What a comeback by the Dolphins now. Score is Whitney Young, 26. Episcopal, 22. We've got 2:47 left in the half. We're going to have a ball game on our hands here, my friend.
Both of these teams yesterday, they played good enough to win. I mean, they're not in the championship game, but you have serious, high-talented teams with two experienced coaches, experienced programs, and it's not shocking. What we saw in the early part of the game, very sloppy but up-tempo, so we know the kids were ready to go. And that's the tough thing, again. Whenever you're in the beginning of your season, third game in 3 days, you don't know what to expect, but both teams now playing at a very high level. In the early part of the game, it was D.A. Houston hitting 3 threes, and now we have DJ Stewart and his squad hitting a bunch of threes. So we're going to have a great third-place game here.
Well, the Knights, they have got to keep the ball in Canafanti's hands and Houston's hands. They're two big scorers. They've got to get that, and they got to rely on Nussbaum some more, too. When he's in the game, he makes a difference. No question about it. It's Long against Seeger. Gets into Edgar. Inside, Nussbaum. A floater, good. Cuts the lead to 2.
Jahari Long, their top player. Nice little teardrop.
DJ Stewart, when he gets the ball, you know he's looking for that shot. And he's looking for the shot right now. Passes off, though. To Seeger. Ball's taken away by Edgar, and he's out ahead. Shot up off the and into the rim.
That's a great job. Great job on defense up top.
Tied up at 26. A 2. No good, but stuffed in. What a nice follow-up by Stewart. DJ Stewart.
There's a reason why teams like Florida and Georgia Tech are all over that young man.
Foul inside. It's going to be on Warren. And here comes Houston back in the game for the Knights. He'll replace Edgar. And now, like we said, they've got the Knights have all 3 of those players in. Nussbaum, Canifani, and Houston. This one's on.
It's going to be on Nussbaum.
Yes, it is.
Gave him a little shove in the back on the out of bounds. That's frustrating for a coach because, again, you practice those out of bounds plays religiously in practice. And just to be able to get a foul there away from the ball wasn't even in bounds. That's frustrating as a coach.
28-26, a minute 38 now. Warren has it out front. Looking inside, doesn't see anything. Stewart has it. He's going to fire the 3.
That was definitely a rush shot by Stewart. Nothing there, and he just put it up.
How about that? Justin Warren, a 6-foot senior. He cashes in. Make it 30-26, a minute 9. And a whistle. This will be against Elliott Seeger, Whitney Young. Sends Long to the line. Shot's good.
So, Dan, what you're going to see here now with a minute to go in the half, you're going to see Episcopal put in some subs. That way their starters don't pick up any cheap little fouls. So, again, this is a way for Coach Jones to get those guys that have been working hard in practice this season to be able to contribute on the defensive end for Episcopal.
Second shot's good. Cuts the lead to 2. And the Dolphins are on the attack. Davis to Stewart, back to Davis. Long 3-ball again. This one's good. Bingo, bango. That was Justin Warren that nailed that one.
It was a great shot. Everybody could hit 3s on this team. It makes the game a lot easier, Dan, when the ball goes in the basket, I'll tell you that.
Ball slapped away. Good defensive play that time by Whitney Young. They're running strong the other way. Here we go again. Underneath. Up off the glass and good. NJ puts that one in. This is the longest lead of the night. 35-28. We're down to 26 seconds.
Really did a nice job attacking the basket, keeping it up high and attacking Nussbaum there.
Time dwindling in the first half. 15 seconds. Knights holding probably for that last shot. Off the glass and up off the rim, no good. We're going to give it back to Whitney Young with 6.7 seconds left and a 7-point lead. Quickly. Shot off the glass, no good. Time's up. And what a first half that was. We saw Whitney Young down by 10 points, and they come blitzing back and take a 7-point lead at halftime.
They wiped it right away, and really, we talked about in the beginning of the game, they are the more balanced team. It's not just a one-man show, even a two-man show. You know, Coach Slaughter's been at this for a long, long time, and they did a really nice job of getting everybody involved. DJ Stewart, obviously, he's their top guy, and we saw that with a couple threes, but really everybody else has contributed, and it also started on the defensive end. They really attacked them, pressured them, didn't sit back in the zone, didn't sit back on defense, and that got them some easy baskets. But, again, halftime here, if you're Episcopal, you've got to go back to what worked. You got to get some open threes. You got to be able to say, okay, if they're going to come out and press us and be aggressive, we got to be able to make some easy baskets, and it's not about all shooting threes. We need some layups.
We're going to do some halftime stats for you, but we'll step aside right now. Your halftime score is Whitney Young 35 and Episcopal 28. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to be back with you tonight. Our halftime score was Whitney Young 35 and Episcopal 28. I'm Dan Mason, along with my partner, Steve Bonavita. And Steve, take a look at our scoring tonight. If we look at Whitney Young, DJ Stewart is on fire tonight. 15 points already. He keeps up this pace, he'll be at 30. And then we look over at Episcopal, who had a 10-point lead that dwindled away to a deficit of 7. They're led by D.A. Houston with 9 and also Jahari Long with 9. Thoughts?
Well, again, DJ Stewart, as advertised, junior with offers from Florida, Georgia Tech, DePaul, Illinois, Northwestern. So we expected that out of DJ Stewart. The one person, though, for Whitney Young that has been quiet has been Tyler Beard. Tyler Beards only has 3 points, and Tyler has some big offers out there from Butler and DePaul and Iowa. So watch for Tyler Beard here in the second half. But Jahari Long and D.A. Houston, it's been those two guys that are out there, for Episcopal. And really, it was the defense of Whitney Young and the three-point shooting of Whitney Young that got them this lead. And we're going to see now in the second half, are they going to be able to keep that shooting up?
Well, last night, Jahari Long put up 22 points. And when he gets the ball, he tends to drive that paint every time he gets the ball. And I'm sure that's the game plan. If he doesn't see Houston or Canifani open, that's the game plan. Take it to the paint.
Well, and that's a good point. So Jahari Long could beat his guy off the dribble almost every time, and Nussbaum and the other guys around have to have hands ready, get that easy layup. And Nussbaum had a quick bucket in the beginning of the game. Really, he's done a great job defensively for Episcopal, but Jahari Long is going to keep driving to the basket, and who knows, we may get a foul shooting contest here at the end.
This offense is almost really predictable what they do. They have Houston and Canifani on the wing, and they send Long down the middle. He's got 3 options. He can kick it out to Canifani, he can put it to Houston, or he can send it to the top of the key to Nussbaum. I mean, it's almost like a broken record. You can see it every time. However, it seems to work because this team is ranked 4 in Houston.
Well, you got to be able to stop it. I mean, if you run your stuff better than the other guy can stop you, that's going to be good for Episcopal.
Jalen Davis inbounds underneath, off the glass, and what a miss there by Canifani. That's a tough one.
Got to get those easy layups, Dan.
Dolphins running the other way. Tyler Beard has it, shovels it off to Baker. Jones. And as you said, they tried to get it to Beard. They kick it out to Stewart, and he bags a 3. How about that?
Great job by Beard, struggling offensively. A great pass to his teammate.
Opens the lead to 10. There's a whistle. Well, let's see who this one's on. This will be on Stewart. Stewart's first foul.
So that's a tough thing, Dan. And Coach Slaughter voicing his opinion to DJ Stewart. It's not just about the 3. His man beat him down the floor. He picks up the foul. So, yeah, you on the offensive end, great shot, but Coach Slaughter knows you got to be able to play both sides.
Long missed the first of 2. Second one on the way. He's got that one. 38-29.
Episcopal now in a full court trapping zone.
Ball slapped out of bounds. It goes back to the Dolphins. Miles Baker takes it out right in front of us. Baseball pass across court. Here's Stewart. Fires it good. Wow.
DJ Stewart, Dan, on fire here tonight.
Right on cue. 41-29, longest lead of the night. Ball is blocked. Underneath, though. Missed a gimme underneath. Tough one, Canifani.
That's 2 easy layups, and if you're Episcopal and you are trying to scrap and claw back into this game, those easy layups are going to kill you.
6:54 in the third quarter. Episcopal needs a spark. Inside, Nussbaum. Out to Long. Long looks inside. Houston has it on the left. Nussbaum with a 10-footer. No good. Dolphins pick it up, run the other way. A lot of traffic underneath. The Knights get it.
Episcopal has done a great job getting the ball inside. They've missed 3 easy shots, and that is not going to bode well for them here if they're trying to get back into this game.
Long drives the paint, spun around, shots blocked. Nice defense there. And there's a foul underneath. This one's go against Napier.
So, Dan, what you see there is Jahari Long knows the offense flows through him, but, that's a tough shot, a forced shot. Didn't really allow the offense to move around because they've missed those 3 easy buckets. Maybe he just felt he needed to do something and really just took an ill-advised shot.
They got it to Tyler Beard that time. He misses his first of 2. 6:14 now in the third quarter, 41-29. Dolphins on top for third place in the Gonzaga DC Classic. Second shot's good.
So Tyler Beard has struggled offensively, and that's what we try to tell the young kids. Get to the rim, get to the basket, get a foul shot. Maybe that'll get you back into the groove.
Now Long on the left. Top of the key. Here's Houston. Knights are cold right now, Steve.
You just get the sense, Dan, again, they've missed those easy layups in the very beginning, and now offensively you've seen 2 rushed shots. And that's where you could take a 10-point lead to go to 20 real quick.
2 quick fouls on Arden Napier.
Great steal by D.A. Houston. That press trying to get them back in.
Long missed that one. He was fouled, though. He was hammered inside. This one's going to go against Tyler Beard.
Coach Jones really trying to get this game to go a little more up-tempo, get the trap. They got the steal. Now they're at the line.
Five minutes, 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Gonzaga, brother, I look at that scoreboard up there and I see Gonzaga. I guess we wish, but.
Yes, that's it's a long season.
Shot no good. And a chance to cut into that lead. Leads at 12. Cross-court pass. Charging down the center of the paint. .522, 44-30. Deep in the corner. Nobody can hit.
One and done, Dan. That's not good offense. It's high risk, high reward.
Here comes Stewart, and he's got it with the and one. DJ Stewart looking good.
You get a rush 3 in the corner, an outlet, and now the 3 that you were trying to get on one end is going to go against you on the other end. And this Episcopal is in some interesting territory here, Dan. It's a 16, could be 17-point lead. And really, we go back to those first couple possessions for Episcopal. Missed 2 easy layups, missed a short shot by Nussbaum, and they have forced everything offensively ever since, and it just has not gone their way.
DJ Stewart, a junior, 6'3", and he is quick. He's got a lot of what I would call quick speed. Shot no good. 16-point lead for Whitney Young, traveling all the way from Chicago. Edgar inside the Nussbaum. Back out to Edgar, almost taken away. Houston has it, looking inside.
Whitney Young really extending that defense.
6 on the shot clock. Underhanded shot. Not really a good shot, and he's fouled.
That's a tough foul. Whitney Young did such a great job on defense there. 4 seconds left on the shot clock, Dan, and they get that foul. They worked their tail off on defense. Coach Slaughter asking the guys why we had the foul there.
Miles Baker picks up the foul for the Dolphins. Shot by Houston, no good. Knights are struggling right now, Steve.
They just have been in a funk offensively. Again, easy baskets that they missed and then forced threes. That's not a good recipe.
You know, when you see a situation like this, I believe it's safe to say that fatigue is beginning to set in. Missed free throws like this, the type of shots that should be hit, not getting hit. Down to 4:32 in the third quarter.
You get the mental part of the game, Dan. I mean, at the end of the day, these are high school kids away from home, 3 games in 3 days, and again, tough games yesterday, and we'll see if Episcopal could claw back into it.
Nice job, Keaton. Nice job, Keaton.
They had a really tough game against Abington last night. 68-62. They took that loss, but you know that was a battle.
It was. Abington is a tough team, and we're going to see them next in the championship game. But they played their tail off against a very talented Abington team.
Houston gets it taken away as he goes up for the shot. And here come the Dolphins the other way. Whistle underneath. This one's going to go against the Knights.
Whitney Young, Dan, doing just an unbelievable job on defense, up 16, forcing Episcopal away from the basket, pressuring the ball, getting the steals in that position. So you had back-to-back possessions where Whitney Young got the shot clock down to 4. That was 3 seconds, and really making Episcopal work just to get a good look. And that's really impressive by Coach Slaughter and his squad.
3 fouls now on DJ Edgar for the Knights. Substitutions, Jackson Kokonos for the Knights in the game. This one's on Jones from Whitney Young.
Coach Slaughter, they're pleading with his guys not to foul, and he's right. They did such a great job almost running him into the corner and trapping him, and they just gave him a foul. So, but they're playing so hard here, and they're making Episcopal work for everything.
Edgar drives the paint, no good. Another foul. This really slows the game down now.
Well, Dan, I tell you what, one of the things is, if Episcopal could hit a couple foul shots here, get a steal, hit a 3, I mean, this is the thing where coaches hate a lot of these fouls because you're gonna allow them to maybe get back into the game.
Miles Baker picked up his 3rd foul for Whitney Young. Ball goes out of bounds. Episcopal keeps it. 3:24 in the third quarter. Whitney Young up by 16, 46-30. Inbound. Nussbaum spins. Shot blocked. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up and in. And gets the and one.
So not a three-point shot, but a chance for a traditional three-point play and another foul, Dan. And you know what? They are 1 foul away from the one-on-one, which for the rest of the game. So again, Coach Slaughter pleading with his guys not to pick up those cheap fouls where they've had a couple, and now you're going to get Episcopal being able to score without the clock running.
Gets that when that foul was on NJ, his 2nd. And we get a timeout with the score. Whitney Young 46, Episcopal 33. Steve, who do we thank tonight?
We want to thank again our hotel sponsors. We want to thank the Washington Hilton, the Capitol Holiday Inn, the Renaissance of downtown D.C. We also want to thank Johnny Williams of Morgan Stanley Private Wealth Management. Johnny, who played here at Gonzaga many, many years ago, but again, we thank him for his support. We also want to thank our Fathers and our Mothers Club. They constantly are helping put on events. The Mothers Club put on the breakfast for the teams yesterday, and the Fathers Club, which obviously puts together this tournament. We want to thank the folks at Transwestern, Thomas Hilly, Tom Hilly, Brendan May, Philip McCarthy, Bernie McKeever, Pete Promowski, and John Sligler. So we want to thank those guys for not only their support tonight, but their support throughout the year.
You know, looking back at all the tournaments, at least in my last 5 years, I've seen so many players come through. Think about Chris Jenkins. Even I think about Josh Hart, who played for Sidwell Friends in one of the tournaments. Of course, he's playing for the Lakers now. But you think about all the great athletes that have played on this floor, and even for other teams that we've seen. That's been, what a treat to watch so many great student athletes come and graduate and go on to be professionals.
It really is. I mean, we saw the Roman Catholic team in here 2 years ago with send 3 guys to Penn State, and they won the NIT last year with 3 guys that we saw here 2 years ago.
Back to action. Underhanded shot off the glass, tipped in by Grant Newell.
That's a great job by Grant, just hanging around the rim. Big fella got his fingers in there and tipped it in for the bucket.
48-33, 2:48 left in the third quarter.
Good. Good. High hand.
Nussbaum underneath, no good.
Again, another layup, Dan.
Got his own rebound again. But Whitney Young picks up and they're on the move. All the way, Miles Baker. Beautiful layup.
You got a missed layup on one end and a made layup on the other. That's not good for Episcopal.
We're going to get a foul on Whitney Young. It's going to go against Grant Newell. His second. I believe the 17-point lead is the longest of the night now at 2:20 left in the third quarter.
But you know what, Dan, again, we talked about it. Now they're in the bonus. This is going to be a 2-shot foul, but every foul from Whitney Young, Episcopal's going to be shooting with the clock stopped. So this is going to be a way, if they hit their foul shots, Dan, that Episcopal could claw back into this game. They need to hit a couple foul shots, get a steal or 2, hit a 3, and try to cut this thing to 10 going into the fourth quarter.
Jackson Kelso in the game now for the night, 6'6" senior. Add some height in. Beard with the ball.
Great pass.
Oh, wow, underneath. What a great shot there.
Again, what a great job by Tyler Beard, Dan. Offensively not having a great night, but he has made some amazing passes to get his teammates some easy buckets here in the third quarter.
Grant Newell spun that one right in, and he got picks up the and one. 19-point lead at 52-33 with 2:10 left.
Grant Newell, only a sophomore, Dan. Really nice job catching the ball, and that's a lot harder than people think it is in traffic. But he's done a nice job here in the third quarter for Whitney Young.
Kelso picks up the rebound. You know, Newell's beginning to rack up some points now.
Sit down.
Edgar with the ball.
Good job, Grant. That's outstanding, Grant. Help it. Get down.
Long 3 in the corner. Got it. That was Jahari Long.
Jahari Long trying to get his team back in here in the third quarter, trying to chip away at that lead, but they need some stops.
Stops they need. You're absolutely right, Coach. Off the glass. Long again.
Jahari Long willing his team back in.
How about that one? Tyler Beard right back at you.
Can't trade baskets, though, Dan. When you're down this many, you got to get some stops.
Down by 16. Kelso out to the front to Long. 1:07 in the third quarter. Foul. Let's see who they call this on. I think it's going to be called on Newell. No, they call it on 14. They call it on Tyler Beard, 24. 3 on Beard now.
So again now, Dan, Episcopal with the clock stop, able to chip away. They hit 2 here. They could cut it to 14. They get a stop. They get a bucket. Again, what they want to try to do is get this to about 10 points going into the fourth quarter.
NJ checks in the game for the Dolphins. First shot's good. 54-39. Right around a minute 4.
So we're going to see here if they hit this foul shot, which they do. We'll see what they do defensively. See if they pick up in a trap, which has been pretty effective here.
We've seen leads come and go tonight, Steve.
There you go. That's that steal they needed.
Edgar way out front. Long puts it in. Lead cut to 12. 46 seconds left in the third quarter.
Whitney Young's got to take care of the ball here in the last 43 seconds.
Baker has it. Cross-court pass. Long 3, no good. Knights on the move. will get a foul.
Dan, the one thing you've noticed here with Whitney Young, they're trying to rest their starters. So not one starter for Whitney Young is in there. And so Coach Slaughter trying to save his guys again, 3 games in 3 days, trying to hold on to that lead. But Episcopal's been able to chip away at it. It wasn't a great shot by Whitney Young last time, and they could cut it to 10 here if they hit their 2.
Warren picks up the foul for the Dolphins, his second, and the first shot by Edgar is good. Cuts the lead to 11 with 24 seconds left. Down to 19 seconds. Edgar slaps at the ball, can't get it. Cross-court pass. Ball's thrown away. Another turnover there.
Episcopal taking advantage of the subs for Whitney Young. Let's see if they could cut it under 10 here with 4.4 seconds to go.
Inbound, Long's got to hurry. He's going to take the shot. Oh, he's right at the buzzer, a 3 in the air, but it goes awry. So we played 3 quarters and our score, Whitney Young 54 and Episcopal 43. We'll be right back. We're back. The score, Whitney Young 54, Episcopal 43. And Coach Steve, how are you going to get Episcopal back in this game?
Well, they're going to stick with what they've been doing. They've been pressuring defensively, getting Whitney Young out of what they want to do offensively. Got to know where DJ Stewart is, but Episcopal right there, right on cue. Another turnover by Whitney Young, and they are right back into this game. And it's been defense and foul shots.
Episcopal not giving up. Canifani inbounds to Long. So it's a combination of Houston, Canifani, and Long that have got to keep them in this game.
And Whitney Young playing man-to-man defense now, going to try to extend Episcopal out like they did earlier in the game, which really helped build their lead.
Houston, 15-foot shot. Nothing. It's like a blocking foul. It's going to be on Houston.
That was a great job by Keenan Jones, just forcing the tempo and forcing the basket there.
Second foul on D.A. Houston. For a second there, I thought that could have been a traveling violation. He was close.
I'm sorry, that was Miles Baker who was bringing it up the floor aggressively. And again, I think, it's all about your defense. Whitney Young did a really nice job last time down the floor pushing Episcopal out away from the basket and really forced a tough shot. They got the rebound and pushed tempo.
Baker at the line. Baker's one of their scorers. First game he was here at 15 points. Second game, he only had 7. $55-43. Lead goes back to 12.
Next foul by Episcopal is going to put Whitney Young in the one-on-one. So we're going to see a lot of foul shots here in the fourth quarter, Dan.
Second shot good. 56-43.
Whitney Young coming out now in their own press.
They have everybody at full court practically. Nussbaum turned loose underneath and a foul.
Hey, you gotta be quick on your sprint.
Whitney Young, Dan, doing a really nice job changing their defense, which again forces Episcopal to play a little bit more up-tempo. Even though they did a great job breaking the press, Whitney Young, I think, is going to step it up defensively here in the fourth quarter.
Third foul on Seeger. Nussbaum misses a first shot. Boy, we can't miss those shots like that.
Down 13, you need to make every easy basket. Your free throws and layups are extremely important here as you're trying to claw back into this game, especially with the clock stopped.
Second shot on the way. This one's got it.
Whitney Young's going to put in a little pressure. So we're going to see both teams pressuring the ball here in the fourth quarter.
Little lob pass across. Got to be careful about that. Whitney Young double teamed. Ball bounces off a knee. Let's see what we got here. 3-second violation. You don't see very many 3-second violations anymore.
You don't, and one of the reasons why, unfortunately, is so many teams just take too many threes. So it's really the ball isn't in the post a lot anymore.
They don't give them a chance.
Not anymore.
Especially at the collegiate level. You
No.
don't see very many threes. So here we go with the Knights. Mr. Houston has the ball. He's got control. Guarded heavily by Baker. Almost lost it.
See how far they're pushing Episcopal away from the basket, picking up their guys so far away.
Only 9 on the shot clock, and that's another turnover. The Knights were out of control on that possession.
All starts on the defensive end, Dan. They are really, Whitney Young, pushing their guy away from the basket, picking up right at half court.
6:26 now. 56-44. Traveling violation. Turnover. Whitney Young goes back to the Knights.
Tough job there. Grant Newell, only a sophomore, little out of his element maybe, catching the ball away from the basket and putting it on the ground. Got caught with the travel.
Long studies the situation. He's got a tough defense facing him. Gets it off to Edgar. Cross-court pass back to Edgar. Underneath. No foul. A lot of contact, no foul. Possession goes back to Episcopal.
Great job by Houston there, Dan. Attacking the basket, just a lot of traffic in there.
12-point lead. 6:05 left in the game. Knights certainly aren't out of this.
Now 6 minutes, you know, you're chopping the game now. You're saying, okay, with about 3.5, we need to be about 6 to 8 points away. And again, they're going to have to hit some threes and make some easy baskets as well.
Long underneath. He's battling away. He was fouled. Foul's going to go on Seeger. That's his fourth. Quickly off the bench, Keenan Jones, the 6'4" senior, gets ready to check in.
So now, Dan, Whitney Young in the 10 fouls. So Episcopal's on the double bonus.
First shot by Long is good.
So as a coach, again, you're really what you want to do is you want to chop the game in bits. 5:53 down 11. You're looking at, okay, where do we need to be with 4.5, with 3, with 2.5, with 1, and that's really how Coach Jones is really going to map them in to this comeback.
Jalen Davis for the Knights checks in, and D.A. Houston sits down. Don't really understand that move, Steve.
Well, he was hot early, Dan. Hit those 3 threes in the first quarter. Offensively, hasn't really done much since. So Coach Jones just trying to get what he could do right now on defense. That's how they're going to get back in this game.
10-point lead. There's Long.
On cue, we get a steal. Now they're only down 8.
Long, the junior, has fought hard to keep his team in this game. 5:32. Now they're down only by 8. Edgar. Streaking towards the basket, lays it in.
Great job defensively by Episcopal, just really forcing the tempo. 2 back-to-back steals, Dan, and now they're only down 6.
They cut the lead to 6. And a full timeout is called. Our score, Whitney Young 56, Episcopal 50. And Coach, Now, if you give me a quick strategy for each team. Let's start with Whitney Young.
So if you're Whitney Young, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to take care of the ball. You got to be strong with the ball, make good, solid passes. Anytime you're dealing with a trap or any sort of press, there's a hole. And so what Coach Slaughter's telling his guys is be patient, hit the open guy. If you're Coach Jones with Episcopal, you are keep going. This is the momentum they need. Haphazard, almost like a panic kind of defense or chaos, as Coach Shaka Smart calls it.
Wow, quickly, let's go to Episcopal. What's your strategy there?
So Episcopal defensively has to keep going just with the trap like they're doing right there. Offensively, they're going to be patient with the ball, but really it's going to be predicated on turnovers.
5:15 left in the game. And we've got a 6-point game. This lead has gone from 17 to 6.
Can't fall asleep on the weak side.
DJ Stewart with the score. Make it 8, 58-50. 4:57. Long. Gets it to Edgar. The Nussbaum for 15. No good.
Great rebound by Whitney Young.
Out of control there. Foul.
Going to be 1-on-1 now. So again, we're going to see a lot of points either scored or missed, depending on how these teams do on their foul shots.
Foul is on Jalen Davis. His first.
Get some blood on the floor here. Nussbaum got tangled up in that last drive.
And quickly, Houston's back in the game.
Miles Baker shoots 1-1.
1-1 for Miles Baker. First shot's good. Lead extended to 9 now. 4:43.
So one of the things you're going to see here, Dan, in these last 4.5 minutes, because Episcopal's going to come and trap and try to get those steals. If they miss those steals, you're going to see a lot of fouls at the basket or layups. And Whitney Young, that's what they're banking on here at the end of the game, is if they can beat that press, they're going to have some easy buckets.
Second shot in the air, it is good. Now the lead back to 10. 4:39. Long directs his team to Edgar on the right. Houston tries to get behind the defense. Long shot for 3. No good. Foul.
It's going to be going the other way.
This one's going to be on Canapani.
Canapani got caught. Didn't have position, and what happens sometimes when you don't get position, you feel like, okay, I could shove the guy, no one's going to see it, and I'll get the rebound. Referee's right in front of it, didn't get away with it. And again, now the last 4 minutes is going to turn into a mixture of three-point contest and foul shooting contest, and Whitney Young hits her free throws. They're going to walk away with this win.
Third foul on Adam. Nice up and in by Miles Baker. Dependable score for the Dolphins.
Well, now if you're Episcopal, Dan, you really got to score quickly. You got to look for some quick threes or easy layups, but Whitney Young's going to push out and make it not easy and not comfortable for them.
We're under 4 minutes. 62-50. Whitney Young. Houston double teamed. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Edgar battles hard.
Great job. Both teams fighting. Both teams have played great here at the Gonzaga DC Classic. Really done a nice job, and neither team wants to give up with 3.5 to go.
Cesar Narrow this time goes to Whitney Young.
Really nice job there by the official, just having one of the players talk to their coach and not really getting involved. Really nice job by the official there, letting the players and the coaches take care of it. That's great to see.
Whitney Young will take possession. On the possession arrow.
Come on. Here we go. Cut. Let's go. Let's go. Move it.
Full court press by the Knights.
Bring it.
3:28. Got to hurry.
Knights into trapping defense now.
Here's Stewart. Got it.
Such a good shooter. Had the three, little shot fake, one dribble in for the two-pointer, which you don't see often these days, but such a strong shooter.
64-50. 3:07.
Come on. Hurry. Drop it. You have to defeat
Long.
that.
His favorite place at the top of the key. He wants to go through that paint.
Run roll. High
Here's
hand.
Houston.
Help it.
Swing pass to Warren. Underneath. Off the glass. No call. A lot of contact.
All the way.
Oh, my goodness. Streaking down was Whitney Young. And no contact there either. Long. Here he goes. 2:37. Slammed by Whitney Young.
Whitney Young's defense is just stifling. I mean, they've got a double-digit lead, and they're just pressing out and just making it so hard for Episcopal to get into their offense. And looks like Whitney Young is going to be in control of this one.
Tyler Beard
Good, Grant.
put that right through. That was the old Phi Slamma Jamma.
Oh, yeah.
Ball taken away. And a lot of contact, a lot of spillage on the floor there. Let's see what we've got here. 16-point lead.
Dan, one of the things Whitney Young is doing by pressing out on their defense is it's making Episcopal work so hard. And with a shot clock now in high school, they're not getting a look until about 5 or 6 seconds left on the shot clock. So their defense is just really amazing tonight.
Long, 15-footer. It's an air ball. Your coach, Ty Slaughter, is saying, relax, relax, relax.
Well, he knows he knows it's going to turn to a foul shooting contest. He knows that they want to foul, and with a 16-point lead with 2 minutes to go, just relax with the ball. They're going to foul, be strong with it, get to the line. But
here comes Long, looking inside. Down to 1:40. Whitney Young by 16. Here's Houston. It's the ball slapped away, and he'll get the foul.
That's going to be an intentional foul, Dan. He lost the ball, and he grabbed him by the waist. You have to make a basketball play, not a intentional foul in the sense that he was trying to hurt him, but you got to make a basketball play. D.A. Houston grabbed him as he was trying to go away. So what we're going to have here now is we're going to have Whitney Young shooting 2 and keeping possession.
Third foul on D.A. Young, or make that D.A. Houston. Only 1:30. And we see substitutions now from Whitney Young getting ready to Matthew Berzik checking in. Robert Posma checking in.
DJ Stewart coming out. What an unbelievable performance by
night.
him.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. And only a junior, Dan.
C.J. Johnson getting ready to check in for the Dolphins. Tyler Beard checking out. What a night for him, too, as well.
Well, great experience for both teams. Whitney Young from Chicago, Episcopal from Texas. Being able to come here to the nation's capital and play 3 great games. And, this experience as a coach and as a team, it allows a team to bond and get closer and get them ready for their league season, which really, as your coach, that's what's most important.
1:22 left in the game. There's a traveling violation. Isaiah Young in now for, check that. Arden Napier for the Knights. Also Gerard Edwards for the Knights. As well as Jackson Kokonos. Down to a minute, 68-50. Wyatt Leathers also in for the Knights. Leathers will shoot a three. Bounces out.
Been that kind of night offensively for Episcopal.
.35 seconds.
A lot of guys on the floor, the guys that just play scout team in practice and work their tails off in the weight room. And good to see these guys get an opportunity to play here tonight.
Down to 18 seconds. Long shot in the corner. No good. 10 seconds. Two seconds. 1.5 on the clock. That'll do it. Well, third place is in the books.
They cut it to 8, Dan, and they just couldn't get over that hump. And Whitney Young did such a great job defensively. Everybody wants to look at the points, look at DJ Stewart, unbelievable performance. They won this game tonight because of defense. And as a coach, that's what you want. You want to be able, the old adage, defense travels. Whitney Young's going to be in some battles, I'm sure, in Chicago, in some tough gyms away from their home. They'll use tonight as a backdrop to say, hey, remember when we were in D.C., we were only up 8, team cut it, and we just played hard defense. So they really did a great job, a great performance here tonight.
It was a tough game, but, you know, Episcopal, they did come back. They scrapped hard. They played hard. Long, their player, kept them in the game as long as he could. They had a good offensive plan, but Whitney Young was a little bit too quick. They've got some great players on that team.
They really do, and Episcopal, you know, coming into the game, I think, you know, their challenge was, okay, you knew what you were going to get out of Jahari Long. Was somebody else going to be able to step up? In the beginning, it was D.A. Houston, hit those 3 threes in the first quarter. Houston, Nussbaum had a little short jumper, so you're saying, okay, hey, some other guys are going to step up, but it was just too much, you know, going into that third, fourth quarter, and that's the tough thing for Episcopal. So if you're Episcopal going home now to Texas, you got to figure out, okay, we can't rely just on one guy. We got to get some other guys to step up, and they will, and they're a class act, and they really grew a little here in D.C., but Whitney Young really it was a tough game yesterday. They definitely could be in the championship game, but they're not. But a great performance by them tonight.
Well, that'll do it for us. And your final score, Whitney Young 68 and Episcopal 50. For my broadcast partner, Steve Bonavita, Sean O'Connor, our sound engineer, our loyal cameraman, Jerry Eccles, and John Kilroy, head of broadcasting operations at Gonzaga. This is Dan Mason. Stay with us. The championship game is coming up next. We'll be back in just minutes.